see that thing yesterday on the TV? It was really, 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 really interesting.
How's it?
Morning, Russell.
How you, my Graeme?
I'm good, Russell.
Oh, God, I only get called Russell when I'm in trouble. Am I in trouble?
I don't think so.
Not with you.
No.
Oh, good. Welcome to the video store. Thank you for wandering in to our lovely video store. At this point, it's just myself and Graeme GeForce Hackney,
Yep.
who is an editor and the producer of this podcast, the award-winning producer of this podcast. My name is Russell. I am the owner of The Bioscope, which is an independent cinema here in Johannesburg that had a sold-out weekend with the Odyssey.
Nice.
So I really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
First customer of the day.
Hey.
Good morning.
It's a Chi-Chi.
Hey.
Hi, you my pal.
You know what? I'm so glad I could be with an award-winning podcaster and, and a sold-out cinema-owning certain individual. Like, this is fab.
I see you've got not one, but two copies of the Odyssey in your hand that you are returning.
Different translations. I just had to get the full story.
You obviously watched it over the weekend, and you obviously watched it twice.
I did. I watched it twice.
Nice.
This is why
later.
This is why you are on the show.
Yeah.
Because you are the kind of individual that would watch a movie twice. How did that end up happening?
So, watched it the first time with mates, booked the tickets about a month ago.
Okay.
And then my sister, my partner were like dying to see it too. And so mid-afternoon Sunday, they said, let's go. And I said, you know what? There's worse things to do than spend 2 and a bit hours with Matt Damon looking ripped and shirtless.
Yeah, looking great for his age.
Right.
Where did you watch it?
IMAX at Mall of Africa both times.
As the what did you say? As the
Lord and Savior intended.
as Sir Christopher Nolan intended. So let's definitely have a good chat about the Odyssey today. Yeah. It is one of the most exciting films of the year, perhaps of almost all time. I love how I am able to phrase films in the lobby when I've really got like 10 seconds to sell it to someone.
Yeah.
And when someone was like, "Whoa, what's this?" I was like, "It's arguably the biggest and greatest film ever." Yeah. They were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yes." Well, for starters, the Odyssey is based on Homer's The Odyssey, which is considered one of the first books or stories ever written.
Yeah.
Not like, one or it's like this is 700 BC.
Yeah.
It's considered a poem.
Right.
But it's a fucking long poem
Because it was written to be like spoken.
Yeah.
That's the way it was like meant to be shared, basically.
Okay.
To be performed, essentially.
Exactly. And not a single... Homer is kind of a collective single name for allegedly many authors over many years passing down the oral tradition and many people writing it over many years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I heard that and I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
So one thing I'm hoping to achieve today
Yes.
is I firstly reached out to our Gerald, who had appeared on the podcast before to speak on Frank Herbert. Many episodes ago, we did a special June episode. And so I reached out to him and said, "Can you or one of your colleagues speak on Homer?"
Yeah.
Thinking that's in the English Lit department. And he actually responded with, "Go knock on philosophy's door."
Yes.
And I was like, okay. Well, funny enough, I do have a door, which is Chantel, who is the head of philosophy at UJ.
Okay.
Because once a month at the Bioscope, we have a philosophy film club.
Oh.
And it was all lined up to have Chantel come. And then she said, "You know what? I actually have someone else who is more of an expert. Her name is Marianne Potter. She works through Unisa, and has specialized in Homer and specialized in this kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we are due to have her come and visit.
Cool.
She's going to hopefully pop in this morning.
Nice.
And I want to go in a little deep dive, have almost a little lecture, trying to pick her brain on just who Homer was. Because as you said, he is probably not even a he. It's a them.
Yeah.
And not in the
not
in the trans sense of the term. It's just that it is a collective, as you said.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to mention quickly before we get started today is that today's shift is brought to you by The Invite.
Oh, cool.
The Invite is Olivia Wilde's new film.
Love it.
Which in the week that this episode is coming out is opening in cinemas, including the Bioscope.
Nice.
From this weekend. It is a delightful film. It is based on a play, and it has been adapted into many different versions across many different languages in film. And I think this is the first English language version of this story, which is a couple who are somewhat on the rocks,
Right.
Making it work. Have a dinner party where their upstairs neighbors are coming over for dinner.
Right.
So Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde are the couple that are hosting this, and their visitors are Edward Norton and Penelope Cruz. And the whole movie takes place over the course of this one night.
Okay.
As things unfold, secrets are revealed, everyone's kind of true sort of selves and identities come out. It's a delightful film to especially watch, not just as a couple, perhaps as a double date.
Yeah.
Because there are these 4 characters.
Right.
And it's just perfect for the Bioscope.
Yeah.
So Southern Africa are we wanting to start a campaign with them.
Cool.
South Africa reached out to say, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
And so what we have decided, and on the day of this episode coming out, on our Instagram, you will see a post asking you to get involved.
Okay.
And what we want you to get involved in is we want you to have a moment of honesty and give us what we are going to call your cheeky little secret.
Right.
So it's not a big dirty secret. It's not. It's whatever you are willing to reveal. But your cheeky little secret that you have kept from a partner or your current partner or previous partner that you think it deserves to sort of get off your chest. I've proposed this with a few friends and I've heard their answers already, and they are sort of such delightful stories. So the idea is, if you feel comfortable enough, please leave a comment below that post on our Instagram page, which is the Video Store Pod, or you can DM us.
Okay.
But all submissions will be read out over the next 2 episodes with us, and all submissions will be read out anonymously.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about anything to do with that. And we're just going to have a little fun.
Cool.
The instinct from them and us was to not make this a competition.
Yeah.
We don't need a carrot to be dangled in front of us every time to participate. Hopefully you can prove me wrong, folks, by just getting involved.
Yeah.
Because that's all we want to do is just have a little fun and have a little conversation. Because this movie is certainly that. It's about what we choose to not say, what we kind of should say, and ultimately what backpins this whole movie is what it means to make a relationship work.
Okay.
As Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde, as I said, are kind of seemingly on the rocks. And, should you quit while you're somewhat ahead, or could you mend this? It's a great film.
That's cool.
So we'll talk more about The Invite as we go, but look out for this post. It's going to come out on the day that this episode's released, and please participate. Okay.
Look
Nice.
forward to that.
All right. Should we kick things off with a little Hey Did You Guys See?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to play a special round of What Movie Am I? This was something we did at the Odyssey premiere.
Cool.
Okay.
Which was very fun. We actually did a Christopher Nolan epic film version of What Movie Am I?
Right.
This is our fun little trivia game that we play. Today, I thought we could play movies that the cast of the Odyssey were in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But this is cool because we can all play along, and even those at home can play along. But let's do a little bit of Hey Did You Guys See?
Cool.
Does anyone want to kick it off?
Hey, did you guys see Michael crossed $1 billion at the box office?
Jeez.
Becoming the first biopic to do so.
The first, hey? Yeah. Oppenheimer didn't go over $1 billion.
Just under. Just
Yeah.
a scooch under.
Okay. No, well, listen. Cool.
Yeah. Like,
I want to. I don't want to reward the Jackson estate. To be honest,
I hated the movie. I'll be honest.
no. we behind this counter. We did not like it, and I find it interesting to sometimes just see whether or not the Bioscope was the right cinema to screen certain movies.
Yeah.
I maybe got like 1, maybe 2 inquiries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, are you screening it?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like it just kind of wasn't for the Bioscope. I mean, we the kind of cinema that would have screened the Nick Bromfield documentary about
Right.
him, or
Yeah,
that one, the one that caused all the chaos.
Exactly.
That,
Chasing Neverland. I think it was.
no, the one that there was that documentary that the guy did. He was a British journalist, and it was caught. The moment that was caught on camera for his documentary was when Michael Jackson revealed that he has the boys in his bed.
Oh yes, the Andy Bashir documentary.
Bashir,
That's it. Yes, it's Andy Bashir. I think or Martin Bashir.
Martin Bashir.
One of the yeah.
And he was like called into court to testify and all of this. Oh Jesus, that's when it all got weird.
Yeah.
Michael, the biopic, stops just before everything gets weird.
Yeah. Just, and
There's
also,
a monkey, and that's about it.
yeah.
So what's the sequel going to be about?
It's not going to happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
Listen, from the distributors who get that,
Yeah.
they are now convinced that nothing will come from
I
that.
think that cuck's scared.
From that kind of estate, no one's going to touch that.
Which is
Officially,
Yeah.
other people should.
Yeah.
The films should be made.
Yeah.
I mentioned this about 2 or 3 episodes ago. When you watch The Verdict on Netflix, which is very objective, by the way, and very interesting, there's like 1 or 2 moments in his life that would make incredible biopics.
Yeah.
right.
There's this scene where, there's this moment where he can't be found for 3
Right.
days when an arrest warrant is out for him.
Yeah.
He's in Vegas,
Yeah.
held up in a hotel room. That would make a great film.
Yeah.
Like that night.
Right.
Then there's the night midway or kind of 2/3 of the way through his trial where he gets this like crazy stomach condition and goes to the
illness.
hospital
Yeah.
and
Right.
gets like pumped full of drugs and then gets rushed
In
to
his hospital gown.
Yeah,
I watched it. Yeah.
he
that was
arrives
crazy.
in pajamas to court
Right.
because if he doesn't arrive, he's in contempt of court.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Just show those days. Anyways, let's not give this man any more time. But interesting because hey, did you guys see the American box office is on track to make over $10 billion?
Yeah.
And this is the first time since 2019.
Okay.
So a lot of pundits are out there going, cinema is back.
Yeah. Movies aren't dead.
They certainly aren't. There's been a delightful commentary on how much Gen Z has contributed to cinema.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I do my best.
Yes. No, it's exciting and it's interesting and it's important. I get inspired by that.
Yeah.
And specifically Gen Z to understand exactly why folks like yourself who were raised in screens,
Yeah.
raised on this content that everyone says has to be 10 seconds and whatever and quick and all this, you want to, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you want to be in a community.
Yeah.
You want to be surrounded by people. That can never be replaced.
Yeah.
Your TV is going to get bigger and your surround sound in your living room will get cheaper and better. That experience is not why you go to the cinema.
Yeah.
You want to be around your like-minded people and you want to talk about it afterwards and you want to enjoy this moment together.
Yeah.
And Gen Z understands that.
Yeah.
And they appreciate and they value that. I valued that in COVID when everything got shut down. And I realized that what I do for a living, what I wake up every day and do on more than one hat, involves people coming together for a shared experience, whether I'm playing bass with Short Straw on stage or doing what we do every day at the Bioscope. And it had me realize how important that is. And it's like we should never take for granted coming together.
No.
Right.
And that's why when someone like Kyle, who was our guest last week from the horror club that we do, The Horror in Our Hearts, I was like, that's the perfect thing. We want to come together and get scared together. We want to come together and, and have fun. Every Sunday we have a comedy show. So anyways, we could talk about that for ages. But it is exciting to see that we have that economy. And also just, I think it's lovely that shit movies will flop.
Yeah.
The cash grabs like Moana will flop.
I think that's been the
But you
kind
make
of
a
coming
fucking
lesson.
solid movie like Toy Story 5, which is just a good fucking movie.
Like, it is good. Like,
It'll do well.
Yeah.
If you really understand what it means to make scary properly, not just a paint by numbers horror, you make Obsession and you do really well.
yeah.
So
I think people are a
anyways.
bit more discerning now. Like, I think
And
coming
we're
out.
visually literate. We understand that someone like yourself, as I said, you've grown up on screens. It's like you're so much visually more literate.
Yeah, people can sniff when it's disingenuous now. Like I think post Marvel, like I think a lot of the big studios got very comfortable, I suppose, with superhero movies just printing money and Star Wars movies printing money. But things kind of started to creak. And then post pandemic, they just started offering the same of the old stuff. And I think the pandemic really made people kind of go, we deserve better. Like I'm sitting at home and I'm watching back to a whole lot of older stuff, better stuff, foreign stuff because of like subtitles and all that sort of stuff.
No,
So,
on your average Netflix account, you get treated to so much stuff around the world, which is so exciting. And of course, we've had such a big Korean influx.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of good classic old stuff, I am rewatching Independence Day.
Okay.
There's a delightful podcast. It's one of the best film podcasts aside from ours called What Went Wrong.
Yeah.
And they recently did Independence Day where they spoke about the backstory. And,
Nice.
But the two hosts, who are just so lovely, at the beginning were like, this is a fucking great movie.
I love Independence
It is so good. And I just, while I was driving down here in Smuts, was like, you know what? My God, I want to watch Independence Day.
Nice.
Realized my beautiful but very normie wife hadn't seen it.
Oh, wow.
wow.
She's 5 years younger than me.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh my God, you are in for a treat. And we started watching it. It's very long and we're new parents.
Of course.
So you can't always do 2 hours in one go.
Yeah.
But it is so good.
Yeah, it's delightful.
And so I actually thought something we could start at the video store here is the Sunday Night Movie Club,
Cool.
where we can vote and all agree on what we're all going to watch on our Sunday night. Because I don't know, are you old enough to appreciate the Sunday night movie?
Oh, and you know what's funny?
That's not too old,
No,
right?
I'm not.
Okay.
No, it's not too. I was thinking about that like this past week. I was like,
That used to be an event.
it used to, I went on the DSTV and I saw Marty Supreme was there and they did a lot of advertising. I said, oh, I'm guessing this must have been the Sunday movie.
Right.
And I can remember a time when you were maybe too young to go and watch a Marty Supreme in the cinema. And so you would just wait for it to come on Mnet so because you could watch
But
it at home.
it was a premiere.
Yep.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about,
Yeah.
once you'd been in cinema, once you'd been on the video store shelf for a long time,
Yeah.
and you now came to television, Mnet, our kind of like premium channel, would premiere a film on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock. It was after Carte Blanche.
Yeah.
And kind of the whole nation who had a Mnet subscription would watch this movie as if it was like a kind of premiere, like a moment in television. I think thereafter it would screen many times on the movie channels and things like that. But its debut
It was coveted.
was at 8 o'clock on a Sunday. And they obviously lined these things up. And it was a big deal.
Yep. Yeah, there's so many movies I saw for the first time on a Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our Sunday night movie, it's happened already, was
Yeah.
Independence Day.
Nice choice.
And I think amongst us, and perhaps we can do it on the Facebook group, or we could do it somewhere to go, what are we all going to watch on Sunday night?
Cool.
Because
Yeah.
then we can talk about it the next day
Yeah,
on
I
our,
think that would
on
be
our
cool.
podcast. Okay, G-Force, you got one?
Yeah, well, you guys actually briefly mentioned it last week because it hadn't come out by the time you were recording.
Yes.
Hey, did you guys see the trailer for Digger?
How bonkers.
It looks incredible.
It's so good.
I'm really excited about this.
Graham loves a big swing.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I
Graham-
do.
That's Graham's thing. And this is a big
Yeah,
swing.
especially for Tom
Digger.
Cruise.
Yeah. So we were reminded with a very weird but ultimately satisfying trailer that was released by Warner Brothers to go, hey, remember Tom Cruise is a really good actor.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
we've
remember
spoken
that
about
one.
this at length, but there was this Tom Cruise retrospective trailer,
Yeah.
which I think came out for a very strategic reason to have people like us talk about it, but also to be reminded that he's not just Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
And that he has been in these like incredible roles like Magnolia and even Tropic Thunder, where it's like under prosthetic,
Yeah.
he can have a lot of fun. And he
Exactly.
actually, despite being one of our last leading men, actually could be a really good cameo character actor.
Yeah.
But anyways, and I also think it was to fill a little gap where someone was like, we desperately need a trailer, and
Yeah.
Alejandro Inarritu was
That's not
like,
ready.
it's not ready. What can we
Yes.
do? And someone saved the day with this kind of retrospective trailer.
Yeah.
But we now have this trailer
Yes.
where we are able to see Digger in all its glory. This movie is coming out in October.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to feature in the Oscars, just like the Odyssey.
Yeah.
And we have Tom Cruise playing like a kind of older dude who's clearly got all the wealth in the world.
Yeah.
And he's somehow involved in like saving the earth, but kind of fucking it up at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like his company has created some sort of ecological disaster.
And only he can kind of save it or
Yes.
something. But it seems like ridiculous. It seems very silly. Perrin called it, he said it's going to give
Yeah.
Doctor Strangelove vibes, and
Yeah.
it
It very much
100%
does.
did. There literally even is a missile with writing on it. So it's very exciting.
Yeah.
And it's I just want these kinds of films to exist.
Mm-hmm.
I think it feels wildly unique. I hope it is.
Yeah.
And just let there be these kinds of big playful swings.
Yeah. I put a message on the group when everyone was expressing their excitement. And I was like, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I don't love Inarritu.
Okay.
Sure. Where's
Yeah,
he
like-
lost you?
You know what? I've just never gelled with it, and I will go and watch them because I respect his
Yeah.
boldness and his
Yeah.
ambition. I remember when everyone was fawning over Birdman, like that was like my first big Inarritu movie when I was in my
Yeah,
teens.
it's just
Okay.
interesting. I don't think it certainly didn't blow me away.
Yeah, and then The Revenant too, and what he had one that came out a couple years ago, I think, on Netflix. So I've watched 3 now, and I'm
Okay.
just I'm waiting to be lit up. But again, I respect the fact that you've got this Mexican director kind of leading the charge, doing some really interesting stuff, giving actors chewy roles, and I'm glad Tom Cruise has recognized that maybe Mission Impossible needs a bit of a break.
Yeah.
I think it's done, to be honest.
Yeah,
And hopefully, by using the word "final reckoning,"
yeah.
we can close that off.
Well, Ethan Hunt can never say no to a mission.
No, well, I think it can come back later with like Glenn Powell, but like as Tom Cruise, I think he's done with
Yeah,
that.
probably age-wise too. You just can't keep
Yeah.
it going.
Yeah, I think we'll have to wait. I wouldn't be surprised if they did another one in like 10 years
Yeah,
with like an older Ethan Hunt.
Hollywood needs a bit of a break. Oh, with
Yeah.
him.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
I think he would come back to it.
Yeah, interesting. No,
Yeah.
but cool. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
very
it's
excited
very
about
It's
it.
almost like a Wes Anderson movie, like the level of like strange, like dry humor that's kind of
Yeah.
going on in like a massive cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looks bizarre.
Yeah.
It looks bonkers. Yeah. Hey, did you guys see the photo that was taken in 1998 of Matt Damon reading the Odyssey on the set of Talented Mr. Ripley?
I did. Funny enough, I saw that
This
just last
photo
night.
is doing the rounds. Yeah.
How incredible!
Yeah, I don't think at that point
No, not
anyone
at all.
was courting him, and you hear these stories of like Chalamet playing ping pong on the set of Dune.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think it was anything to do with that. It was just this lovely little moment
Yeah.
that someone has dug out. I think the photographer who did it, who like shot it on film, just
Yeah.
because it was 1998. Still took photos
Just a
with film cameras.
Conventional behind the scenes
But it's
photo.
just this lovely photo that now has a meaning,
Yes.
and I just love that.
Damon was so good in that movie. Talented. Like
Really?
it's one of those like
I watched a bit of it on a plane. That was kind of that was my relationship with talented Mr. Ripley.
I think give it another go. Like
No, I want to.
it's one of those you when you watch Saltburn, you kind of see how it could have easily been something like shock value kind
Yeah.
of like
Right.
hollow, but it's so layered, and he does such a good job of sinking into wanting to be Jude Law's character or wanting to be with Jude Law, because there's that blurred line of fascination or romantic desire. And
Oh, interesting that you draw that comparison. It is very Saltburn. Well,
Yeah.
Saltburn is
Saltburn, yeah,
is
tried.
very talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah, yeah.
It's interesting how you actually realize thematically how many movies are informed by other ones.
Yeah.
So like Criterion were like, here is our Odyssey collection.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And you're like, okay, let's not forget you've got obviously Oh Brother Where Art Thou, which was the
Yeah.
obvious one. We're going to bring back that. We did it as a screening before the Odyssey started as
Oh,
our
cool.
classic movie Sundays. And now that we're sort of in the throes of
Yeah.
Odyssey, we're going to do another one in early August. But Darjeeling Limited, Straight Story, there's a bunch of films that are in this Criterion collection where you
Okay.
realize like there's a lot of movies about that returning home, that journey home, and the things along the way. And obviously it's all from this,
yes,
this timeless text. So yeah, lovely. Hey, did you guys see Mike Flanagan is rebooting Carrie
Oh,
as a
okay.
series?
Okay.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah. So Mike Flanagan, the horror director,
yeah,
who worked with Stephen King on the most un-Stephen King story, which should also go in its own little collection of mine, which is really great movies that Russell loved that most people didn't see, which is Life of Chuck.
Yeah.
Another great movie of that is Power Ballad, which we
Okay.
have been screaming about for the last
Yeah.
6 months. And Home. Here.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 The Robert
The
Zemeckis
Robert
movie.
Zemeckis
Yes.
movie with Tom Hanks.
I actually like that one.
It was so good.
was it?
Yeah.
It was so good.
I liked
Oh,
it.
It was fucking beautiful. The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry.
No, that one I don't know.
Okay.
That's so good.
I remember you talking about that.
Captain Fantastic.
Right.
These are all these movies
That
that,
was
were
good.
just under the radar. The Boat That Rocked.
Oh, right.
Anyways, I could go on. But yeah, Carrie as a series
Okay.
is interesting.
Familiar with Carrie?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the movie when it felt like it was time to like watch the movie. I
Okay.
think it was in Varsity. Interesting. I mean, we all know it as this one moment where she gets teased at school and they drop the blood on her, and we
Yeah.
all kind of know that. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's going to be in Owl Spring,
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Nice.
where they're like coming this fall, and so I was like, coming this spring. So yeah, we'll see.
Cool. Hey, did you guys see? This one looks up your alley, Russell. Did you see the trailer for The Incomer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
glad you
yes.
saw that.
Well, one of the reasons why I saw it is because the distributor who would distribute it
Yes.
pulled me aside at a premiere or one of these exhibitor screenings and said, I watched a movie that's perfect for the bioscope.
Okay. Nice.
And went on to explain The Incomer.
Okay. Cool.
It was slated for a release this year in South Africa. But it's recently just been kind of unpulled while Global finds a plan.
Okay.
Because sometimes this does seem to happen where there is a global plan for a film and one gets a date and then that gets disseminated to all the territories. But then sometimes things shift. Maybe they want to hold out for certain awards, or maybe they want to plan it differently or give more time, or I don't know. So it's been a bit shifted.
Okay.
So hopefully we still get to release it.
Okay. But basically this is, so it's Donald Gleason in the lead, and he's given the job of evicting this brother and sister who live on this island, which is supposed to be uninhabited. But they've lived there for like, apparently their family's been there for like generations.
Yes.
Right.
And they've been told to like reject outsiders.
Yeah, so they obviously are modern, dressing, sort of understanding people.
Yeah.
But because they have been alone on this island, there seems to be this kind of somewhat comical perception of anyone from the mainland, and it's a lovely play on sort of colonizing and the colonizers, and it seems like dark when it needs to be dark. It seems a bit silly when it needs to be silly. It looks very cool.
It looks good.
Yeah, because we really only have this one island. What is it called? That they're desperately trying to keep untouched.
It's like Sentinel Island,
the Northern Sentinel Island.
Yeah.
And every now and again, someone kind of fucks it up, and everyone gets so angry with them for like going near the island.
Yeah.
But like, it's a little bit of a Truman Show. Like, to some degree, we're obviously not watching them, but it's like we've just left this little dome over this one island because it's really one of the only untouched places in Earth.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Any more?
I got a couple more. I can do one or two. Did you see the trailer? Hey, did you guys see the trailer for I Am Rocky?
I Play Rocky.
Or is it I Play? Oh yes, you're right. It's I Play Rocky. Yes.
Yeah. This trailer looks good.
Yeah. So it's basically a Sylvester Stallone biopic, basically, but centered around the making of Rocky.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we like that behind the counter of this video store. We
Those,
don't
like, focused biopics.
We don't like the cradle to grave. We like the moment in time biopic, and that's what we should spend more time doing.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone famously was a struggling actor, just like so many people.
Yeah.
And he wrote this part for himself. And the script became coveted, and he actually got this moment in Hollywood where people were wanting to make this movie.
Yeah.
But he was a nobody. Yeah. I think he'd done like one soft porn movie or something.
Bills need to be paid.
But as we know from Sylvester Stallone, like famously, got a funny accent, a funny sort of way of speaking, not necessarily the most handsome. And I think at one point he even was considering changing his name, but got convinced to keep it as Sylvester Stallone, which is a cool name. But then famously said, I will make this movie. I will only make this movie if I'm in it. And people forget, at least I did, and it was nice hearing this at Varsity when I did, that movie really was coveted when it eventually came out.
Yeah.
He won, correct me if I'm wrong, but he won Best Actor, he won Best Director, and it won Best Film.
Yeah, I think
it was like this kind of amazing triple threat award.
Yeah.
Night for Rocky.
I don't know if he got Best Actor. He may have gotten Best Screenplay.
Okay.
And I can't remember the name of the director who directed it, but I think they were at least nominated for Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did get there was a
definitely
lot
won
Best
of
Picture.
Definitely won Best Film.
Picture.
Yeah.
And I know it's something that he, a classic sort of Hollywood story is that he unknowingly sold the rights to the film. As much as he was the creator, he didn't. The producer who picked up the film carries the Rocky rights. And I don't know if when the Creed movies were coming out, he was still kind of doing a lot of fussing about how he wants the copyright back because he gave it away. So I wonder if that might be touched in the movie too. That whole negotiation that. Like he wanted the movie to be made so badly.
It might explain in the movie why he gave it away or how he gave it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And I just, it's nice and inspiring, I think, for anyone being a creative to realize that you can do this, or a reminder. You think of things like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like those people made that show for themselves just so that they could act, just so that they could create. And look how well it did.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it won Best Picture, won Best Director for John Elvertson, won Best Editing, and then he was nominated for Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Actor in a Supporting Role, two nominations for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, nomination for Best Writing, nomination for Best Sound, and nomination for Best Original Song.
Yeah, lovely. Eye of the Tiger.
Crazy. No, that was actually from one of the sequels.
That's right.
okay.
Yes, the one it's a song called "Gonna Fly Now."
Okay. I almost got to the stairs in
right.
Philadelphia. We spent a day in Philadelphia on one of our lovely, trips around America.
Yeah.
Right.
But in that little time, we got a cheesesteak and we saw the Liberty Bell,
Okay.
which I think is perhaps more important. But it was on the cards, and I was like, I think I drove past it in a bus.
Okay.
Yeah. I was on a
I
bus
never
tour.
sort of did it. I know a lot of
Okay.
people sort of go up the stairs. and-
Isn't there a statue there? There's a statue. of
There's a
Rocky.
statue
Yeah.
now.
It is.
It's amazing to just think this little film that this dude was trying to put together
Yeah.
has changed the fabric of a city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Where,
he
like-
wrote because he couldn't get a role, so he created a role for himself.
It's like a set of stairs. Was
Yeah.
just a set of stairs.
Yeah.
For fucking ages before it became the Rocky set of
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is. It's
That's the power of
what a
cinema,
legacy.
folks. I dragged Jake and the band when we played shows in Amsterdam. I was like, we have to go to the bench, which is the bench in the movie The Fault in Our Stars, which was certainly not as big a movie as Rocky.
Listen, I think to certain people my generation,
That means a lot?
They've never watched Rocky. I can tell you, everyone probably 27 and under lived with The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah,
That
and
was
so
on repeat.
I
in
took
high
him
school.
to the bench for two reasons. One was to tell my partner at the time, hey,
Yeah.
we made it to the bench and we took a photo. But of all the benches in all of Amsterdam, which is one of the most prettiest cities in the world,
Yeah.
some location scout found the prettiest bench
Yeah.
in all of Amsterdam. So not only, if you don't know the movie, if you were there, you're like, this is actually the prettiest section of Amsterdam, where there's this beautiful canal intersection behind you and this bridge. And
Right.
so it was very pretty, and so it was worth the thing. But people kind of line up to go onto the bench
Okay.
at some points, but it's on Google Maps. People definitely line up for Carrie's entrance in New York,
Okay.
the entrance of her apartment. But there's this very tastefully done barricade
Right.
that acknowledges the fact that we know fans will come to this set of stairs leading up into this person's apartment, and it just says, please
is
be
a private-
respectful
this is a
that someone
private
does live here
person's.
now. And I think they even have a little jar where they're like, leave some money if you're here, and it's going to go to a charity. And
Yeah.
hopefully they raise a little bit. The house in Full House is a thing that you
okay.
can go to. In San Francisco, we drove past it. It's cool. I love these things where it's like
Yeah.
it now just has this incredible value.
Yeah.
But there is no fountain for Friends. That does not exist. Not even in New York.
Right.
There's a few apartments that are the facade that they
Okay.
cut to, but at no point did Friends ever shoot in New York. It was all in LA. The only
Those all
time
sound
they
stages.
yeah. And the only time they left the soundstage was when they went to London.
Okay.
And there was some stuff like on the streets of London.
Right.
But they never shot anything in New York, and there's no fountain that you could go to. Where they fucking should be at this point. And they should allow you to dance in it. And you can
Just play that song on a loop.
Just pay money, wear black, pay money, and it can all go to a good cause.
Hey, did you guys see? This was really a peculiar one. The cinematographer for the new Harry Potter series
Okay.
gave a bit of an interview, and he said that the demands of working with children and their limited set time hours proved really difficult for the show, and it meant that they had to take a lot of cut a lot of corners and reduce the quality that they would have normally otherwise wanted for the show.
Yeah.
And it kind of, as I read through the comments, kind of a lot of people said, well, all the more reason why this should have just never been done.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yes.
the movies, and someone pointed out that it was actually quite a historical rarity that they managed to make those Harry Potter movies on time with the cast growing up the way that they did.
Yeah.
Something incredibly difficult that even something like Game of Thrones came into, a
Yeah.
number of
Did the Harry Potter movies do it right
I think
by law with the kids?
by law, the kids still did have limited shooting times, but they were just at that time so efficient and knew what they had to do, and they pumped out those movies. Like the production was on such a conveyor belt that you managed to believably think that these kids went from like 12 to 16 across the 6-7 movies, instead of like having this like 30-year-old play.
It's
an
it's
18
Emma
drop.
Watson, man. She rehearsed that shit. She arrived like knowing everybody's. She famously knew everybody's lines, and so
Yes.
there was an issue that they encountered with her where she was mouthing when it needed to be a reaction shot on her talking to like Harry. She often mouthed his lines because she knew his lines while she was waiting for her chance to speak, and so they'd often have to be like, stop mouthing the lines.
Right.
It's the same as famously a lot of action movie stars shoot these movie guns and apparently go
Yeah.
and they make the noise with their mouth, and they often have to be like, stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
It's good. There's gonna be a bang, there's gonna be a noise, like you don't need to make it.
Yeah.
Funny.
But I assume it also makes a difference because when they're making the movies, you're shooting like a 2-hour movie with
Exactly.
these kids as opposed to like an 8-hour TV series.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You need
And
so much more time.
so much more time, so much, and these big productions now, you can kind of go almost 2 years between seasons, just because everything is so long
Yeah.
and VFX heavy now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get this Harry Potter show?
I think it's supposed to be end of this year, early next year. I think that's
Okay.
when they're kind of aiming.
Okay, interesting.
And it doesn't even look that different. Like, because the thing is, they have to keep everything more or less the same because it has to match the theme parks.
Yeah.
They can't now go and like redress all the theme parks to match the new look.
I can't paint the
It
walls
has
of, the,
to, you know,
of Hogwarts. Yeah,
exactly. It has to look like the way those things look so that
Yeah.
everything like synergizes.
Yeah.
Which is like,
I saw a Japanese Hogwarts.
Oh.
Nice.
The Universal Studios in Osaka. It was very cool having butterbeer and having all these characters speak in Japanese to you. all the people on the walls. It was very cool how they do the walls inside. You know, because those
Yeah.
paintings move, and so obviously they had screens doing
Yes.
that. And the ride is crazy.
Cool.
But it was just weird all in Japanese. Okay. Any more?
I got one more.
Okay.
Hey, did you guys see the trailer for Mayday?
No.
I think it looks kind of fun. So this is a new Apple TV movie
Okay.
from the guys who directed Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
It stars Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah.
This is like Cold War era. He's a pilot who gets shot down over Russia. And he happens to get like rescued by this one Russian dude who's like obsessed with American culture, played by
Yeah.
Kenneth Branagh.
Yes.
And he has to try and help him like escape this Russia that hates America.
Yeah, behind the Iron Curtain.
Yes. It looks like a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah,
I think it looks pretty amusing and pretty kind of on brand for Ryan Reynolds,
yeah,
but also
it's Ryan Reynolds being Ryan
hopefully
Reynolds.
he's playing a little bit against type.
Kind of.
I'm hoping because like you could kind of invert those roles there, and he can be the straight guy, and Kenneth Branagh can be like the funny one, which
Yeah.
you kind of get that sense from the trailer.
Yeah.
I hope that's what they
As
do.
Maud says, we can't all be bananas.
Yes,
Someone's got to be a straight man.
exactly.
That's funny because I think maybe a good segue from that is that this is Kenneth Branagh's second maybe mainstream Russian accent in recent years, following Christopher Nolan's 2020 Tenet,
Yep.
which
Yeah.
I've grown to love. I actually watched it last month.
Cool.
Okay. I think, I'm trying to think where I managed to finally watch Tenet. It is, you got to keep notes, man. It is a lecture to keep notes.
Something that like helps a bit is don't even worry about the story or the characters.
Yes.
It's not a narrative film, it is a conceptual film.
Yeah.
It is about like a central concept, and that is what it's all about. They don't even bother to name the main character.
Yeah.
That's how like unimportant that is. It is just about the central idea of that film,
Yeah.
which is temporal pincer maneuver, which is the coolest shit ever.
And then like, as I said on the group, I think was it to Claudia?
Okay.
When I say I really it's as maybe I drink too much of the Nolan Kool-Aid, but like I think when you give up trying to understand it and you just submit
Yeah,
to like
that's
the experience,
literally-
it reveals itself to you
Yeah.
like a lot more. Like when you stop trying to like get the mechanics and you just watch it for what it's offering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This like it becomes a lot more apparent to you.
Yeah, this spurred on the weekend of all of us, getting to watch Odyssey and talk about Odyssey had us as film nerds feel compelled,
Yeah.
very importantly, to rank our Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Where were we all at? Were we putting at number one?
I think the
think
consensus.
I think it'll differ for everyone.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. Where was everybody's head at?
Let me try to pull that up.
I
But
didn't make a list myself, but I would
personally
probably
didn't
put
make a list.
Interstellar.
Okay, is that
Really,
sort of clasping at number one?
Yeah.
Obviously, the thing is, what's so exciting is that Odyssey could
Yeah.
get it
I think
in time.
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Interstellar has a big space bias for me because I love space movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love them so much. So there's that's kind of tipping it over the edge for me.
Yeah. Chi, where were you at with your favorite Nolan?
It's maybe a bit normy, but I think it's Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer's
Interesting.
great, dude.
I think
loved
it just
Oppenheimer.
it rips like, and I'll talk a bit more about the Odyssey in relation
Yeah.
to it. But
Yeah.
I think it's just I said Oppenheimer, Dark Knight, and Dunkirk. I think that's his holy
Okay.
trilogy. I think he's just at like the height of his powers in all three of them.
Totally.
Okay.
Peak
Yeah.
Nolan.
See, I would put
This could
Batman
be-
Begins above Dark Knight. I like Batman
Really?
Begins. Yeah, I like Batman Begins more than the Dark
Mr.
Knight.
Ra's al Ghul, you
Yeah.
love a bit of him.
Also, like the fact that Gotham doesn't feel like
It feels very grimy.
it feels like a different place.
It
And
does.
in Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, it's just Chicago.
Yeah. It does feel very much like Gotham underworldy in Batman Begins.
Yeah,
like the
that's the thing,
seedy
like-
city that's
Yeah.
filthy and all that.
Just to start circling around Odyssey here.
Yes.
I walked out of it and my first instinct was like, this is actually pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
The Odyssey is pretty straightforward. It's there's nothing too academic about it.
No.
Yeah.
In the sense that we know what he's doing. He's got to go from one place to another.
Yeah.
This is all about Odysseus's return after the Trojan War back to his kingdom of Ithaca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While his wife Penelope waits. Hopefully he's still alive. And in the meantime, a whole bunch of horny dudes are all money hungry dudes.
Yeah.
Are bunking down at the castle, waiting to get with her
Yeah.
and be the new king. His son is a little too young to take the throne, played by old Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And so it's actually pretty straightforward. Unlike in Interstellar, where there's just this last chapter of like, we are going to need you
Yeah.
to put
people from
your
the future.
belief in suspension.
Yeah.
Same as Prestige, where there's just a pile of top hats under a tree.
That's a
and you're like,
great
what does this mean? What the fuck? Inception, where it's just like, is this a dream? Is it
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
My favorite thing will forever be that because the woman was older than 28, that Leonardo DiCaprio is pining for, it must be a dream or something like that. Because in no way in real life would he be with a woman that old. All this stuff does have a very cerebral, somewhat academic approach. It's part of what's made him so special.
Yeah.
This one was relatively straightforward.
It's non-linear in that typical. Most of his movies are non-linear to some extent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they jump back and forth a lot. But I think this is kind of the thing that he's best at, is doing that, and it's never confusing. You never
Yeah.
question when you are. You just
Yeah.
immediately know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know about this one, but the Prestige has something like 170 time jumps where it goes back and forth.
Okay.
But you're never wondering where you are in that story.
Yeah, the Prestige is so, I was about to say, like, it's so well done. Like, you follow that and I think the older he's gotten, I think he's become maybe a bit more confident.
Yeah.
Like, in that he doesn't need to do all the tricks. Maybe, we can argue about Tenet. I think there's a lot of heart there, or rather maybe he's getting older and he's kind of maybe less focused on mechanics, and more so like his like outlook on where humanity is right now, and like the great man myth. I think he's really interested in like unpacking that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk a bit more about that.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I think I think there's since Dunkirk, or even maybe, actually, I think his whole career is about these leading men who have amassed a level of status or notoriety in their field, and they find themselves at a place where they're now having to reckon with the decisions that they've made that led them to have that sort of notoriety and the impact that it's having on themselves or their family. I think.
Yeah, you've literally described almost every Christopher Nolan movie.
Right.
Just with that, yeah.
And I think it's kind of culminated in the Odyssey. Like, I think the Odyssey is in all of his previous movies. Like, it's an Inception. Leo waking up on the beach, doesn't know where he is.
Yeah.
Right. You've got Interstellar, father needing to make it back. Oh, I mean, it's like he has to one last mission to make it, or a suicide mission to try save his family. You've got Oppenheimer, this man who had to build the atom bomb and was very proud in his intelligence in leading this decision, but then
It has to deal with the
consequence.
Yeah.
And you've got Odysseus, who to win the Trojan War broke a level of civility, and now he realizes that
And code. That was a very lovely sort of second layer which was revealed. Not this isn't giving any spoilers, but just him grappling with what he did.
Yeah.
And what it meant to have broken Zeus's code.
Yeah.
And whether or not he actually deserves to come home.
Yeah.
Which was interesting.
he didn't want to go home.
He didn't. He wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Lovely. Should we, at this point, play a little What Movie Am I?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you feel like it's a good little moment? And then we'll go back and then we'll carry on talking.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay, so what we want to do with this is it's going to be themed around actors who've been in the Odyssey.
Cool.
The moment you know what movie we're talking about, you have to shout, "Oh, Captain, my Captain."
Okay.
So if you're listening to this in your car, you got to say it out loud to yourself and to the traffic. And then we would also love you to leave a comment below.
Yeah.
"Oh, Captain, my Captain." If you manage to get it before any one of us.
I was very proud of myself last week. I got Perrin's The Thing one on his first clue.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Lovely. But yeah, as I said, we were at the premiere last week. Lovely premiere. Very well done in the new sort of revamped Rosebank IMAX. I thought UIP did a fantastic job with the decor and everything. And we as the video store are no longer just arriving, having some snacks, watching a movie and leaving. We are now bringing our cameras, and we are playing our video store games with the folks there. We're playing What Movie Am I?, where we're doing these like themed rounds. We are seeing what people are returning. And so we're producing this content, which I think is looking really good. We did it for Supergirl.
Cool.
And so, this week we're going to post some videos from that.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's nice is that it's timeless. It's not just to promote the Odyssey. It's a fun thing that while you're watching, as I said, you can play along. All right. Should I kick things off?
Please.
Okay. I am a supernatural music film.
Okay.
Our first two prompts are always like a little...
So by music film, do you mean musical or it features music?
Hear my words.
Okay.
Hear my words and listen to them. I have a cameo from Ed Sheeran.
Oh.
Only thing I can think that
Captain, my Captain. Am I Yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Himesh Patel,
Yes.
who plays a big fucking role in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
He's like a big dude.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's not getting enough credit. He hopefully will get a bit more.
Yeah. I didn't know Ed Sheeran was in that.
Yeah, they have a little kind of songwriting duel.
Okay.
I'm a celebration of the songs of one of history's greatest bands.
Okay.
It's the one that would then kind of give it up.
Right.
A bit of nerdy lore. There's a British soap drama called EastEnders. I don't know if you
Sure.
ever flicked
We
it.
know of it.
You know,
I've
you-
never watched it. but
My
know of it.
family were big lovers of the show, and so I grew
Okay.
up watching it.
Okay.
And Himesh Patel was quite a big character on the show. Like, he was part of the main South Asian Indian family on the show, and he left at some point, and he kind of left under the guise of, well, I want to go do bigger things, which, you know, most soap stars, it's like, all right, you know,
Good luck, pal.
good luck, dude. But he's leveled up. Like he's
Yeah, yesterday was obviously his big kind of starring film, but I mean, his role in Odyssey is huge. He's one of the generals. He's one of Odysseus's sort of like soldiers.
He's like Odysseus' like main dude.
Yeah, he's like his main dude.
yeah.
Okay, Chi-Chi, you got one?
Okay. I maybe. Well, let's see how good I am at these. Maybe I made them too easy.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because we've done these at the premieres where we think, okay, this is obvious. And then when you come face to face, and I don't know whether this will make a final cut, but Adam, the drag icon who we've had on the show,
yes.
We started doing these prompts and she was awesome. She was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, oh, fuck, we have aimed this wrong. So yeah, you never know.
You never know.
It could be obvious to you.
Yeah.
But, okay, well, let's see how obvious.
Okay. I am a movie about the complications of teenage love.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
That could be anything at this point.
I don't know if this was okay. I won the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay.
Oh, Captain, My Captain, this is Juno.
Okay.
Elliot Page
Yeah.
is great in Odyssey.
Small role, but
Small,
good.
but fucking pins everything.
That was my favorite scene. Like first time and second time. That trip to Hades.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yes. I have been on one of those volcanic beaches.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't the same one, but in Iceland, because of the volcanoes, a lot of the beaches are this black sand. And so it was very cool to see that Iceland scene and just feel that sort of expanse.
Yeah.
We went to this beach called Diamond Beach, where it's at the end of this glacier that is working its way down this hill. And so there are these big chunks of ice on the black sand that look like these giant diamonds, but like big, like, you know, sizable, few meters wide. So beautiful. But yeah, that scene where he encounters, what was Elliot Page's character called again?
Synops or
Synops.
something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, underpins the whole story of Robert Pattinson's character and what it means to be good.
Yeah.
And what it means to have honor. It was great because his casting was getting controversy and people fucking didn't like hearing that he was cast in this. And I just thought it was so great that it was a small role, so it's not like this whole movie pins on, you know, this controversial casting. But once you've seen it, you leave with dignity for him, which is what Elliot Page as a Hollywood actor
is
needs.
searching for. They
need dignity. And we got it. So it was smart. Okay. All right. So do another one.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I am a detective crime thriller. I feature a character named after a flightless bird found mostly in the southern hemisphere.
Okay. I'm trying to think of flightless
Captain, my
birds.
captain.
That was a very reluctant, oh, Captain, my captain.
The Batman 2022.
Yeah. Yeah. The same character got their own TV show.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Penguin.
Yeah.
The Penguin.
Still don't watch that show.
There was a point also when I was doing this where I was like, I'm just going to Wikipedia the fact that it is a bird because that is obvious. But in my head, I was like, does it qualify as something else?
It lays eggs.
It lays eggs.
It got feathers.
Yeah. It's got wings. It's a bird, right?
Yeah, it's a bird.
And
It
then
just flies underwater.
Yeah.
Have you watched Happy Feet? They or Surfs Up? Like they do incredible
I fucking
things.
love Surf's Up. That is one of the most underrated
I love it.
animations ever. Just this like emo penguin going like, you know, I just want to like fucking find my purpose. And like Incubus's Drive is playing in the background as he paddles out. It's amazing.
It's wonderful. And you've got like the stoned chicken for some reason in the southern hemisphere.
Because chickens can also smoke weed. And it's like Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Surfs up, people. Okay, one more.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I am a New York set film about two brothers trying to escape police custody.
Two brothers trying to escape police custody. No idea.
Okay. One of my co-lead in the film also directed the film.
Huh.
It's not like a Harold and Kumar or something. I'm trying to think of the only movies I can think where they're escaping police custody.
Yeah.
Are they in jail? Or they're in the car?
Okay, I'll give you my third one.
Yeah.
One of my leads was a vampire teen heartthrob.
Oh, so it's a Robert Pattinson movie.
Man, I'm not
That's why I
familiar
did
enough with
Batman
Robert
was because
Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson was in Batman and he is the main villain of the Odyssey.
Yeah.
Escaping police custody.
I'm just not familiar enough with Robert Pattinson's movies.
Oh, okay. Fourth one.
Yes.
The directing duo also made a film with a synonymous title to Rough Jewels.
Okay, so it's Uncut Gems and it's the Safdies.
What is the movie? Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
A Safdie movie with Robert Pattinson.
I do know what you're talking about. I can't remember what it's called.
It's like Good Times or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Here we
Captain
go.
My Captain, Good Times.
Okay.
There we go.
I've never seen it.
Me neither.
Never seen
Apparently,
it.
it's incredible.
It's really good. Typical Safdie sort of like
Right.
just anxiety-inducing,
Yeah.
unrelenting sort of thing.
This is why I never watched the Safdie movies. Because of these adjectives.
No, they're not like comfortable
And
watches.
everyone's like, you should really
Yeah.
watch Uncut Gems. It's just like you're on the edge of your seat. It makes you feel so anxious. And it's like, why the fuck would I watch that?
It's really, and it's got both Rob Pattinson and Agamemnon, I think,
Okay,
Benny
yeah.
Safdie.
Benny
Benny
Safdie, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that's a good one then.
that's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
Sure, you should get extra points if you do a movie with both, with more than one.
Well, the Odyssey has so many people
Yeah.
that there's probably enough movies where you can find a single previous movie with two actors from the Odyssey in
Yeah,
it.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magic, man. At this point, is there anything more that we want to mention about the Odyssey or that we want to say that we loved or point out?
Who is your MVP in the movie?
That's a good question, actually.
I mean, it could be obvious. It could be Matt, right? Like he is the lead, but
I think this is maybe one of Matt Damon's best performances.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
ever.
no,
I think he was
I'm
excellent
I'm
in this.
predicting a Best Actor Oscar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll at least get a nod.
Yeah.
Certainly get a nomination,
Yeah.
but I mean, we've still got a lot more movies to go.
Yeah.
But I feel like this
I think it will
could be
clear
his.
it.
This could be his one that, like, you know,
Yeah.
Gets him
the
there.
community goes like, you need one, but
Yeah.
because he hasn't gotten an acting,
No, just Good Will
he
Hunting.
just got the
Yeah,
writing.
the writing.
I think Anne Hathaway is great.
Yeah.
I
She
think
is good. She is good.
Yeah, she's so good, and I think I don't know how you guys feel about the criticism that Nolan typically writes like underwritten women, or like he
Yeah,
kills them
tends
all.
to.
I think that's a fair criticism.
Yeah, but I thought Anne Hathaway did a great job with what she was given, right? Like,
Yeah.
and modernizing it to say, well, it's not been
Yeah.
empty. I've been here for 20 years. Just no one will recognize me.
Yeah.
It's not what? Sorry.
When she was like, people have said there's been an empty throne for 20 years, but I've been here.
Yes.
And just the fact that no one will accept
Which
a-
is that there's not a dude on
yeah,
the
just
Yeah.
that there's not a
throne,
dude
but
on
I've
there.
been managing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought Anne Hathaway did a really
Yeah.
good job.
I wouldn't necessarily say MVP, but someone who I thought did a really good job was John Leguizamo.
Yes. I love John Leguizamo, dude. He's
Yeah.
such a good actor.
He was really great. And there was some moments where I was like, I can't believe this is the same guy who did The Pest,
Yes.
which is like
Yeah.
the most ridiculous movie, which is what I kind of watched a little more than I should have in high school, I think. Dumb fucking movie.
Yeah.
But like, he was great as that. Him and the dog
Yeah.
Yeah.
get a special mention. That dog acted the fuck out of dying on,
Yeah.
on that heap of
Yeah.
of poo.
Yeah.
And died on cue.
Yeah.
Died
Yeah.
well. When he heard his dad's voice.
I think across the board performance is very good in this. I think John Bernthal was really good.
He was.
I never know what to expect from that dude, but I think he was very good in this.
Yeah. And in the scene, the scene that has us all say that Nolan is ready to direct a horror film.
Yeah. There's a couple like horror scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the one where like she's originally written as a more like attractive, beautiful character that sidelines them before she does the horrific things she does to
Yes.
them. But it was interesting that Nolan made her a little more plain Jane, a little more like not just this beautiful angelic person. This is Cersei.
Yes.
But yeah, that she acted the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
That was great. I also let's just take a moment to appreciate the fact that, what these soldiers encountered. I mean, are we just assuming in this world that these guys like know this shit exists?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like at no point in this story do these characters go like, well, that was a bit crazy.
Like,
Like, can we talk about the giant that was in the cave?
Yeah.
Like, I know it was
With
like
one eye.
it was scary, and we had to like focus on getting out of there.
yeah.
But like, can we take a moment to appreciate it only had one eye,
Yeah.
but it was a giant fucking human?
Yeah. The mythic is like baked in. It's like you
Yeah.
believe that there are these giants who will smash your boat and a cyclops.
The one little moment that I thought was perhaps a little not underdeveloped. I don't think it needed to be more developed, but it was just like the one day when they went on, the trees moved and there were giant soldiers that
Yeah.
killed them.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh fuck, and they run back to their boats. But like, who were they?
So I went on Twitter.
Yeah.
As
one does.
as one does, as a screen addicted person does, and I saw some people mention that apparently in the book, those giants are maybe meant in the text they're more like cannibals.
Yes, it was the cannibals. Yeah.
They're more cannibalistic than like that's what the horror is about.
That's
them.
maybe why the trees were moving to kind of encase them.
Yeah. But apparently what Nolan does, and I didn't pick this up whilst watching it, those giants were wearing suits of iron.
Yeah.
And to kind of represent that Odysseus and the Greek world's Bronze Age is coming to an end.
Yes.
And that it's the Iron Age that's soon taking over. They had these shiny suits, whereas Odysseus and the rest are in these bronze. Like that's why they're even able to break the ships to kind of signify that your boat wielding, like wooden boat wielding, sort of like bronzy stuff is coming to an end.
Okay.
Again, this end of the Zeus. Zeus laws world is soon going to fade away.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
But thank God for the film nerds. Like, I mean, I think I'm like a.
Well, you helping pass on that knowledge to us. So thank God for you,
Yeah.
my film nerd. Lovely. It's just, it definitely needs a second watch.
Yeah.
So perhaps your second watch, Chi-Chi's already 2 watches in, but perhaps your second watch can be at the bioscope.
Yeah.
I do very much understand this is an IMAX movie, and IMAX movies do deserve to be seen in an IMAX. But we had a sold out weekend,
Sick.
and I had to turn to our staff and just explain to them, the fact that this dynamic is at play, and just to say to them that don't forget all these people have chosen to watch it at us,
Yeah.
and it's not for the screen size; it's for the fact that you get this cocktail or pizza, you get the soundtrack as you come in, you get this beautiful courtyard you can have a discussion in afterwards, and so it's nice that it's a film that can play in both places. So perhaps the best combo is first watching in IMAX, second watch at the bioscope. But it was a great weekend for us. We've just got this such beautiful, authentic piece of cinema done in a way that just feels like a film of old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they would have, similar in spirit to how they would have made it, 50, 60, 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Trekking up to these caves. Matt Damon realized after the first trip up to the cave that he'd given his armor to someone else to carry, and then realized everyone else was wearing them, and he felt so bad for making this other person wear the armor that the next time he wore it and walked up.
Yeah.
So he considers it the toughest film he's ever made by a long shot, and it shows.
Yeah.
It's just got this really feeling of authenticity. And Nolan is famously this person that just only owns a flip phone. So he's not distracted by the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
He's not distracted by, everything around him. And they also didn't have these huge influencer screening campaigns. They really only opened, on that Thursday or Wednesday when we had our premiere here in Joburg. That night, I came home and had seen that the reviews had opened. And so he didn't leave it up to other people. He was confident in his own art, and I've only ever seen positive reviews.
Yeah. I think it's after a movie like Oppenheimer being so successful, you're like a big director, you inevitably get what's called the blank check movie.
Yeah.
Where you do whatever, and it's so often the blank check movie is a massive flop for a lot of these guys because they you're a musician. And
it's the sophomore album.
yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah,
you have so much pressure to follow up.
Yeah.
That you can really be succumbed by it.
Yeah.
We actually do very much look at what was sort of thematically our follow-up album. It wasn't literally our second, but I've looked back and realized the mistakes we made. I also look back and realize what pressure we were putting ourselves under.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of it is just on you.
And
so it seems like Nolan is the kind of person that has his way.
Yeah.
And is quite, shut off and quite set in his own way, which shows.
It's a real feat. And I mean, you can just imagine, like, beyond the creativity to deliver something like that, as you were saying, just how hard it must have been to make this movie. Like, and apparently he's there on the boats too. Like, he's there climbing up the hills to the caves with those actors too. Like, he's in the freezing water. Like, it's and so that's why I think he is a general. Like, he's in the battle with them.
One thing that is interesting is that, an Inarritu, for example, is this sort of Oscar-praised guy, but is very much unknown to the normie.
Yeah.
And it's just Nolan. I explained this to a more sort of mainstream person in my life over the weekend, and I was like, what makes Nolan special is that he's got the hearts of the cinephile, and he's got the knowledge, he's got the awareness of the general public. And that intersection is quite exciting.
Yeah.
We often don't have that. The last person in my head was maybe the Tarantinos or the Spielbergs, but it's like very few do we have, very, very rarely do we have someone that manages to do both.
Yeah.
And then with this huge expectation, actually deliver. Any last thoughts on yourself, Graeme?
I'm just glad it's doing really well.
Yeah.
The $260 million opening weekend, because this movie was very much dragged into the never-ending culture war.
A manufactured
online.
one at that.
Totally
by-
manufactured. Like,
yes.
it's like the most disliked trailer on YouTube ever. People constantly bitching about it, but it just goes to show, like, the vast majority of people don't care about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
just
completely
these-
lost on me.
It's just these grifters who there's this like subset of people who have made their entire careers built on outrage.
I think
But
we
sure.
should. I think we should name the Mr. Trillionaire owning X.
Yeah.
Kind of was spearheading this
Yeah, he was-
manufactured.
He was a part of it
But
big
also,
time.
one needs to find a little bit of balance here. It's the same as like the seemingly large amount of hate we have for Nickelback.
Yeah.
That the world seems to have for Nickelback. In relation to how wildly popular and famous and successful they were,
Yeah.
the hate is actually quite small.
Yeah.
But because it's loud and it's interesting,
Yeah.
it unfortunately can overarch.
Yes.
I love how there's this incredible clawback to like reclaim Nickelback and reclaim their integrity. There's something called Nickelback November, which is coming, where
grief.
people are only going to play Nickelback. That for me I didn't feel any of that personally in
That's
my little algorithm
fascinating.
or thing. I didn't see any of it. Maybe I'm just not paying too much attention.
You're
to
also
certain
you're
things.
not a very online person.
I'm not a very online
Yeah, I think
community.
that's
Wonderful.
part of it.
I'm
Every now
jealous.
and again on Instagram, you get like a little exciting tidbit from Threads,
Right.
and you go, "Oh God, I really want to read the rest of that sentence." And then you read it, and you go, "Okay, cool, thank you for that." And then you find yourself just scrolling a few
Right.
minutes past, a few lines past,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh God, this is like Twitter. It's just
Yeah.
everyone's giving their fucking opinion." And then I go back to Instagram,
Yes.
where it's just pictures.
Yeah.
But I every now and again I dip a toe and I go, "Oh no, this is a horrible place."
Yeah. I think the really interesting thing about Chris Nolan is that because he's so between movies, you don't hear from him.
Yes.
And like unless it's maybe something to do very formally about like the industry or like DJ stuff. Directors Guild of America for those. I think he leaves his films open. Okay, I think a lot of people had an issue with him that they felt like he wasn't political enough. Like that he didn't have a lot of messaging or a lot of heart. And I think a lot of people kind of thought he was maybe a bit of a conservative undercover guy when The Dark Knight Rises was maybe very pro-cop.
Right.
But I think what's become clearer as time's gone on is that I don't think he's necessarily a conservative. I think he's just someone who very much values upholding human civility. Like this idea that we need to respect one another, and also the importance of family as like this unit that underpins like people as we go on. Like you don't forsake the value that can come from that. And also I think he's also now quite critical of these single charismatic leaders. Like, we shouldn't put our hopes, kind of Dunish, we shouldn't put our hopes on the one man who's supposed to save us, because even one man is fallible. And I think he's wrestling with like these very human ideas, which maybe exist outside of the big P political partisan sort of dichotomy that maybe some people want. And apparently I saw this Kenneth Branagh thing saying that he is a Catholic guy, and as someone who was raised Catholic, I think there is an element of that, like, oh, what have I done, and this guilt I have in my life, and we must seek forgiveness for like our sins as humans. I think there is, and I think there's like this really interesting, like, I don't know, I think there's like layers that are coming forward.
So lovely.
Sorry,
No, it's great, and we could talk about this forever. I think one thing that would be nice is when Marianne Potter comes in to just speak of how many of those themes and ideas have been around for the last 3,000 years.
Exactly.
And so on that note, I can see her coming.
Nice.
While I chat to her, you guys got something to keep you busy?
Yeah, I'll figure something out. I'm going to go arrange all the movies based on how good the food looks. There you go.
Lovely. All right, Laka, this is our chance to chat a little bit more about Homer and a little bit more about the original text and the original idea.
Cool.
Okay, let's do it. Hi there. How are you?
Hi. Fine, thank you.
We have never met before, Marianne.
No, not at all.
It's so lovely to be introduced to you. I've given the context to everyone, but we found you through Chantel, who is the head of philosophy at UJ. How do you know Chantel?
I actually don't. I'm a friend of a friend.
Oh, lovely. Okay. So she recommended that we rather chat to you, and perhaps you can give some context as to why you were the best choice for this. What is your field of study?
Well, I'm very much focused on myth and storytelling. I think my anchor is in fantasy literature and science fiction.
Oh, lovely.
And the common thread to all of those really awesome stories, certainly that I grew up with, was that they were actually derived, from the most part, from a myth map. I later learned it was kind of visualized by Joseph Campbell, who wrote A Hero of a Thousand Faces.
Okay.
But in terms of myth, what is drawn into there is a rather epic adventure into ancient storytelling, because a lot of the stories that we regard as wow, like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, they owe a lot to ancient Greek storytelling, of which Homer's Iliad and Odyssey are just two.
Yeah.
But what I find interesting about myth is that it is a story map that perpetuates itself in so many different ways, and you get to see and you get to experience it for the most part in the films that you watch. Certainly I'm a Gen Xer, so the films that I was introduced to was Star Wars and Willow and Labyrinth and The Never-Ending Story.
Lovely.
And all of them have this common thread of a hero is called, he goes on a journey, he learns things, he encounters obstacles, he comes back changed, and in so doing changes the community he comes back to. So there is a return journey.
Yeah.
Granted in films like, well, in stories like the Odyssey, it just takes a little longer.
Yeah. You lecture at Unisa?
Yes, I do. I lecture in the English department at Unisa.
Okay. And do you find yourself speaking about the Odysseys specifically, or where?
No, I think, well, I do a lot of film analysis now in terms of myth. And obviously these stories have been resurrected. You think about stories like Dune and the Odyssey, they've all been resurrected. So my knowledge about the Odyssey comes through learning more about how it is retold and how it is reconceptualized. It doesn't necessarily make me a classics fundi.
Yeah.
But what I can appreciate is storytelling,
Yeah.
and the Greeks did as well. So, yay.
Have you had a chance to watch the movie yet? I know you're traveling at the moment.
I'm traveling at the moment. I was going to sneak off and go and watch it eventually, but I am familiar with probably a lesser known adaptation than the Odyssey. I mean, Christopher Nolan just has, I think what makes his storytelling so fascinating is because he asks questions. He never seeks answers. He always asks the right questions of his audience. So I'm really excited to see what he does with the Odyssey, because the Odyssey is laden with these big questions about devotion, about journey, about obstacles. But my introduction to the filmic, contemporary filmic understandings or tellings of Odyssey is it's a lesser known film called The Return.
Yeah, with Voldemort. Yeah.
Yes. Poor guy. He's never going to outgrow that.
Yeah, unfortunately. But no, I do remember that crossing paths with that a few years ago. It was relatively recent, but one of those movies that were a bit smaller and perhaps unfortunately somewhat forgotten. But he was playing Odysseus, hey?
Yes, he played Odysseus, and Juliette Binoche played Penelope.
Okay.
I can't remember who played Telemachus, but for me, it is the most humanizing telling of the story so far. I'm not going to say that Nolan's not going to actually nail it.
I love how your world and your field of study has this new and exciting document. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're making history here, and your class has now got this sort of, right now, over the last weekend, your class has gotten this new document that you can be talking on and you can be studying. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Well, I recently presented on The Return at a seminar, and all the questions were about the Odyssey and what I think and how I feel about it. And And I think what it is that it's bringing the storytelling that matters to our collective unconscious back up into our conscious understanding of the world.
And what are those aspects that you think are important?
What's really important is how we tell the story. And the story is, the story of Odysseus is essentially a man who just wants to come home. Unfortunately, the gods are a little bit against him on that.
Yeah.
And the idea of coming home, I think, because we have been certainly a society, a culture who encounters conflict much more accessibly via devices, via what we encounter on streaming. We are more acutely aware that war is inevitable. How we recover from it is not as easy and as clear cut as the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and from like the 80s. Like, we don't recover that well from war.
We and also just in general, like I've brought it up many times on the podcast that when we get these biopics or sort of series, pick a guy, like there was the Djokovic one recently, not Djokovic, Nadal recently on Netflix, or Robbie Williams and David Beckham. They're approaching it through mental health.
Yeah.
Like that's what kind of underpins someone's story these days, where pre-COVID, as you said, maybe a decade ago, it would be about, just they're the greatest. Now it's about like the cost of that greatness. And we're talking about it in a different way. And something that is great in the Odyssey, and Nolan's Odyssey, and I'd be curious to later hear from you what you think. But there's a point where he grapples with that greatness and whether or not he even wants to come home. Does that come through in the original sort of tellings?
Well, I think it raises questions of performance. I think we're much more acutely aware of the psychological impact now. And I think that's mostly because of the way in which these stories were told at the time that they were scribed. And I'm using that word very specifically because current scholarship doesn't necessarily say that there's one Homer.
I was about to get into that with you, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't necessarily think of this one man. Well, now we don't necessarily think that there was one man who wrote this. The way in which we generally regard this is that it was oral storytelling. Yes, oral storytelling needed to have a message, but that message was generally presented very Nolan-ish, thinking about his work in Inception and all of that, is what is the right question to ask? What questions must I ask of this audience? Will it be answered? Will we seek resolution? Unfortunately, ancient storytelling always built to resolution through debate, and it was not necessarily focusing on psychological weight, but more in terms of the impact on society at large. So there was always a sense that when a story like the Odyssey was told or performed, that the question was, well, what did Odysseus do in order to benefit the society at large in Ithaca? Why did he do the things that he did? And it's only now that we're actually starting to go, wait a second, it's not the impact on just his family and on his people, it's the impact on him.
Yeah.
What I noticed certainly in The Return was that there was something that hadn't necessarily been introduced in the visual incarnations of the story of Odysseus, which is also told in the stories of Ulysses. I mean, Odysseus and Ulysses are interchangeable identities, and we've heard the word Ulysses because we think of James Joyce and all of those things. But these are people that grapple with the choices that they've made. But what modern tellings are doing are they're introducing the aspect of shame, which is not something that is obvious in the way it is told. So, for example, it takes Odysseus 20 years to get home. Poor guy. He goes away and fights in Troy for 10 years and then tries and uses 10 years to get home. And yes, it's all about this woman, Penelope, his wife, who is completely devoted to him and is under pressure to remarry because she is the wife of the ruler. It's about Telemachus trying desperately to find his father because his world is crumbling around him and he doesn't feel like he has the strength to step up and be the man his father was in his eyes. But when Odysseus comes home, the layer that is added is the shame, because within those 10 years of coming back, he has plundered, he has provoked. I mean, the gods are literally against him. You think about Poseidon just having a go at him, the sirens calling him.
Yeah.
He is challenged all the way home. And you've kind of got to wonder, why is that challenge there? And you remember that once he was part of that victory at Troy, he literally went, right, I've now got my testosterone oomph and, adrenaline up, and I'm just going to go and conquer my way back home to Ithaca.
Yeah.
And with that comes a huge amount of shame. It's something that's highlighted in the return. I would like to see what happens with Odysseus in Nolan's film.
Just to say that the shame comes in, and it presents itself more in how he felt he tricked the people of Troy. That's what comes through in the Nolan version, was like his shame lay in that, and that it's seen as this great war, and he sort of did it for Agamemnon, but like, what was the cost of it, and how he actually, through the trickery of the horse, actually sort of broke the law, broke the moral code of how we should act in this world. It was, the idea of Zeus's law comes up often. Is that a thing that you encounter a lot? This idea of Zeus's law of that time? Was that a thing?
No, so when Odysseus does what he does, Zeus is essentially going like, okay, dude, not cool. And the reason why it's not cool is because it's probably the best example of ancient warfare, which was exactly like modern warfare, where it is covert, where it is hidden. I mean, it's like the Trojan horse is literally our first example of drone warfare.
Yeah.
Because it's that level. And I think what it is honor. There's two things here. There's honor and shame. To hide oneself, to not face your enemy. And you think, like, when you look at Achilles and Hector, and this is outlined better in the Iliad. Achilles and Hector face each other. They understand that warfare is something that needs to be seen and needs to be respected. The Trojan horse it shows Odysseus's mind, but it doesn't necessarily show his adherence to code, to the respect of what warfare needs to be.
It could be our first example of deception, of breaking that. Just because the story is so old, and of course that this trickery gets used as an example, for the last 3,000 years of being tricked, where you think you're getting a gift. You think this was a sort of a peace offering. They left it, they left it on the beach because, they wanted to honor you and they're out of here. But meanwhile, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, but the cost of that deception is Agamemnon falls. And then he's got to go and account to Menelaus. And then it's almost like that one deception leads him down a rabbit hole of how far can I deceive in order to get home. That's essentially, Athena does help him and does support him and takes pity on him. But he uses deception and he uses his smarts. And I think it's his brain that outwits him in the end. Shame is a psychological thing.
Yeah. Lovely. Agamemnon doesn't sort of get too much screen time in the 3-hour Nolan Odyssey. Who was Athena? That's played by Zendaya in the movie, but Athena was Agamemnon's child, right?
She isn't. She is his mentor. She's the first person being that is actually referred to as a mentor. The word
interesting.
mentor comes from her. It's actually mentor, and then she becomes mentor.
Okay.
But she works essentially in the story, the original story, she works with Telemachus to try and help him find his father.
Okay.
And then realizes, wait, I've actually got to keep this dude alive because poor Telemachus is having a nervous breakdown.
But she's not alive, is she?
She isn't. She's a god.
She's a god.
She's the
exactly.
one.
Okay.
She is the god that takes pity on man in this sense. I mean, we've had other examples. So Zeus is the king of the gods. He is the one that is all powerful. If you want to think about him, he is omniscient, omnipotent,
He's the one. Yeah.
He's the one. His brother is Poseidon, and Poseidon has a bit of a gripe against Odysseus.
But Poseidon's in the ocean.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's the one that kind of puts all of these obstacles in. Cyclops is Poseidon's son.
Yes.
And there's that counter with Cyclops, and how Agamemnon Odysseus outsmarts him. Yeah, how outsmarts him by calling himself nothing.
Yeah, that when I read that building up to the movie, I thought that's an interesting sort of almost like sort of written joke. But that doesn't come in. They don't do the nothing thing in the film.
So
Nobody.
why do you think that Nolan chooses to humanize the story and to literally go, well, let's just keep Athena and let's just relegate all the other gods? Why did you feel that was something that was supposed to?
It was interesting that obviously Poseidon, they speak of, and they are aware that Poseidon is working against them, and of course they always refer to Zeus and talk about Zeus's law. But Athena is the only god you see in the movie where there actually is this like human that kind of appears to Matt Damon to
human form. Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, so she's one of the ones that can take a human form.
She can take a human form, yes.
Okay.
So she is associated with wisdom. So she's the Greek goddess of wisdom. And essentially it's this wisdom that comes into, that supports Odysseus in getting home. She's the one that conceals him. She's the one that hides him as the beggar because she understands that he needs to get home. He needs to rule his kingdom, because she understands that he has learned valuable lessons. Yes, you talk about Odysseus's shame in tricking the people of Troy. It's his shame and his sense of, I need to atone for this in some kind of way. That is something that Athena takes pity on and intercedes on his behalf with Zeus, which is why she goes down and acts as mentor.
Interesting. In the story of the Odyssey, all these, little moments and encounters, basically, like as they land in a place, this happens, and then they run away, get back on their ship, go further down. Which of these interesting encounters with interesting people are you the most excited to see? As someone who hasn't seen the Nolan movie yet, like which depiction, whether it's the whirlpool or the monsters or the sirens or Calypso, like what is the most? What is your favorite part of this story?
Well, I think the sirens are probably the most well known. I think because of the way it's been depicted in art, like lash yourself to the mast and just hope for the best and put beeswax in your ears and just, off you go. I'm actually not interested in seeing a lot of the stuff that would be rather epic and visual effecty. And it's just because of my other interest in the representations of women in these stories, which has often been relegated. So I'm interested in seeing that Athena, Penelope representation. The reason why I'm interested in Penelope is because she is not fighting war in the sense of the epic. So you're not necessarily looking at a screen and going, "Oh wow, this is the whirlpool." I would love to see how Nolan has used visual effects. But for me, the war that is silenced for the most part, but which is the most impactful, is the role of Penelope.
Yes.
And the smarts that she has. I mean, her husband outsmarts, outwits, outplays, outlasts, but he has an equal partner in Penelope who goes, I'm going to weave this, and once it's finished, I will choose my suitor. And then she unweaves it at night, and then she does it again in the morning, and these suitors are just none the wiser. But she's doing it, she's playing for time. That's 20 years of waiting.
Yeah.
And she does it masterfully and patiently.
Yeah,
And
she's weaving a like a carpet or a blanket or something.
A cloak. For Laertes, for Odysseus's father. So she's trying to weave a cloak for him. She understands he's very old, this poor man. And she's trying to weave this cloak. And, she says, I'm weaving this cloak. Once it's finished, I will think about who I'm going to marry. And these suitors are rather militant in terms of the way in which they persist in courting her, wooing her.
Yeah. In the stories and the retelling, do they describe the room where she's behind any kind of shield or any kind of screen, and they're in the sort of main dining? Is there any version that explains that?
There is an art. There's a painting, and I can't remember who it's by. It's an Italian master, and it's brilliantly done in that. This painting literally tells the full story of
Penelope.
Odysseus, of the Odyssey, but it tells it in the background with Penelope in the foreground at the loom, and she's got her husband's shield in front of her, and I think what it is this, and the bow it's got the bow in the corner as well, and I think a lot of the visual storytelling, certainly, in the return, a lot of the visual storytelling is borrowed from the artistic representations of Penelope. Yes, she has all of her husband's relics with her. The biggest one is the unstrung bow, and the other one is the bed.
But she's removed from all the suitors. They're in like another room, and she's behind some kind of barrier.
Yeah.
In the film, you'll see the barrier between her and the suitors is this, like a big sort of door where she can look through and they can see her, and she's busy weaving in the background, and you can feel this impending thing with all these men in the room, but there's still a very strong door that divides them. Yes.
So the thing is that Odysseus is a really good craftsman. One of the biggest thing that one of the artifacts in the story that he is most known for crafting is the bed. And that's how Penelope discovers, oh my gosh, this is my husband. It's fantastic. But don't you think when you watch a scene like that in the way that you've described it, don't you think that Penelope is enacting a Trojan horse?
Is enacting a Trojan horse? How so?
In that she is using the barrier as a way of deceiving her true intentions.
Yeah, sure. He really, Nolan gives her a lot of space, and there's a lot of scenes, and there's a lot of time for her to, also explain herself and hold course. And there's something we've already sort of spoken about as a group here, which is that she says, like, although this throne is empty, I've been here. I've actually been managing. I've actually been this kind of strong queen, despite everyone thinking it's empty. It's not empty. I've been here this whole time.
Yeah.
So she's certainly not a weak character.
No.
In this story. But there's a lot of that happening. Lovely.
Look, it would be easy enough for Telemachus to sit in that throne, right? He's the heir.
Yeah, but he's not young. He's not old enough.
No.
But there's a lovely. They really craft that stalemate. There's this kind of lovely stalemate in that castle, where the guys aren't going to storm it, but they're there, they're present.
Yeah.
He can't, Telemachus can't quite storm it because he's not old enough, or you'll be conquered by one of these guys. And so everyone, you sort of see it in the bush as well, with everyone sort of just waiting, just moving, just, biding their time.
Doesn't that feel a bit liminal? Like it's stuck in limbo?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's actually not about the battle. It's about the waiting.
Exactly.
And I mean, there are heartbreaking images in Odysseus's coming onto, coming back into Ithaca. But it's also this idea that the sea and the land are boundaries between each other. That the door acts as a boundary that allows people to access through sight, through vision, but will never allow them through. They're all sitting in limbo. And the best kind of war movies, this is actually not the way that you're describing it now. It doesn't sound like Nolan is positioning it as an epic myth. He's actually positioning it as a war movie. Some of the best war movies spend about 2/3 of their time planning something or just about getting ready to do something, and then all hell is unleashed in the last 15 minutes.
It's very much like that in many ways. There's as much as he's telling the story of what he encounters on the boat and as he's making his way home, the effectively the other half, so a good half of the movie is what's happening back at home while this stalemate is kind of slowly sort of edging in different moves. One thing I'd love to just perhaps touch on at the end now is where this story stood in history in terms of Bronze Age, Iron Age, where society was moving. Is that a thing that you look at? Is that a thing you look at or contextualize it in, how it's about change?
Well, the thing about Homer is it's very difficult to pinpoint when the story was actually originally told.
Yeah. So
it's difficult to pinpoint that because oral tradition was so dominant, the idea of performing stories rather than scribing them. We also have disadvantages in terms of the fact that once they are scribed, you think that novels go through many edition adaptations, revisions. This is
it's that game of broken telephone when you were a kid.
The best that we can do in terms of the history is that when archaeologists started excavating Troy, they found that there were various incarnations of Troy. And Troy 7 is probably the most likely candidate. The 7th incarnation of the city of Troy is the most likely candidate for the Trojan horse. And then I made the mistake of going to visit Troy and realized that this horse must have been really small.
No, there's no doubt that over time, everything was made bigger and grander. But in terms of the themes of the story and what we take and what we remember, it feels, at least from the movie, that that the world is this world that got told over and over again. Has themes of the idea that this world that they're currently in is going to change. So like in the movie, they speak of like the people from the sea. They don't say who it is, but they just say like things are changing. It's not, here we are fighting for a throne that could be overthrown because of these people from the sea. We spoke here on the video store a little earlier in our day about the Bronze Age moving into the Iron Age. And so it was almost like there's this epic story with all these epic consequences, but this world is about to evolve and change. Does that come up often in your thinking?
Yes. Certainly in terms of the way in which the ancient world was shifting. So Rome was starting to lose a little bit of its power. I know it's 8th century before Christ, BC, that these narratives are typically told. But you think about it, you're going like, this is the time when there was an inherent shift. Ancient Greece was not maintaining its power. Something else was coming, and the people from the sea was most likely the Egyptians or the Romans that were coming, or even the Carthaginians that were coming.
Okay.
So there is a massive shift, but you find it's the idea that conquest is going to decide this.
Yeah.
Conquest, not negotiation, not politics. It's going to be conquest. Because it happens so close to the shift from into Roman rule, and then all that encompasses. Yes, starting to see that shift. Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
But I mean, we call it the Greek Dark Ages for a reason. It's because the idea that Greece was the center of the world shifted.
Okay. And this is the start of that shift.
Yeah.
Oh, Marianne, we could talk about this forever, but what we love to do at the video store is certainly because you visited us, is to give you something that you can watch. Because that's the point of a video store, is to leave you with something that you can rent from us. If you haven't seen it already, I would love to rent you The Death of Robin Hood, which is the new Hugh Jackman film that came out this year. It's an A24 film. It's everything that A24 embodies in terms of being a little bit arty and a little bit out there, but I think it's something that you would really find intriguing, because at the center of it is the myth of Robin Hood, and how, we've got these sort of sexy foxes that have been made by Disney and, the comical ones. But there was a myth of Robin Hood. There was the story that no doubt got bigger than the man himself. And this film very much plays into that and plays with that. Where an older Robin Hood, played by an older Hugh Jackman now, is grappling with his legacy and what it means to actually reveal the fact that he is Robin Hood. And with that comes all the weight of his actions but also the weight of this myth that was created. So I think you'd really appreciate that. And I think that could be also something good for your class.
Thank you so much.
You haven't seen it, hey?
No, I haven't. Not at all.
No, so then that's a good one to give you now.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Russell. No, I appreciate this, and thank you for the chat, and it was lovely to be connected. And if you do find yourself in Joburg, where is home? Are you more closer to Unisa?
I'm East Rand.
Eastern, okay. Well, listen, there's always a place for you here at the Bioscope if you ever want to come and watch a movie and come and visit us, or just reach out. But thank you for the time, and keep I think all teachers deserve lots of love and respect. So continue challenging your classes, and hope to see you soon.
Yes, thanks. Thanks so much, Russell. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Cheers. All right, lovely.
Nice.
What a great chat.
That was lovely.
I love how I can just get a lecture. I don't have to pay for Unisa degree. But I can get the most exciting part of the course given to me. So thank you, Marianne. We really appreciate the time and the knowledge.
Yes.
And I really appreciate you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Russell.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for a lovely day.
Yes.
Chi-Chi, it's lovely to hear you talk.
I've missed you guys. It's been a bit of a while since I've been on.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a bit. So I'm really happy that you opened the video store. I was banging. I saw you guys were having a fat chat.
No,
and I was
you're a lovely voice and brain to be on the show, and we really appreciate you. So thank you for your visit today. Magic, thanks guys. So
Nice.
Once again, look out for our post, which is going to be on our Instagram, the Video Store Pod. And just get involved, man.
Yeah.
There's no carrot.
Yeah.
There's just stories that you got to get off your chest.
Yeah.
That's the point. Your relationship will be better with it being out in the open. But it's a cheeky little secret, so it doesn't have to be something earth-shattering. So,
Yes.
so
It's not the drama.
it's
Yeah.
not the drama. Yeah, no. You didn't plan to do such a horrific thing. Okay, Magic. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you.
you again next week.
Nice.
See you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.